I got broads in Atlanta. Just to the lean, the family. Credit cards and the scammers.
All right, last week, former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos was sentenced to 14 days in jail for lying to the FBI. He joins us in studio, along with his wife, who's been very outspoken and supportive. Simona is with us. You guys just got married.
Yeah, we did, Sean.
You married him in the middle of all this?
In the middle of that. That's true love.
No, that's true. And you were fighting for him on TV, which I liked a lot. Congratulations.
She's a real killer. You know, she's from Napoli. She's not Russian like everybody thinks.
Yeah, no, everyone thinks she's from Italy.
She's coming from mafia land. Okay?
Mafia land.
All right, easy now, easy.
Well.
Look, I don't want to go over these old interviews. What do you want the American people to know, especially about this professor? And what do you want the American people to think about your experience with Robert Mueller, how you got tied up in this? I was all over the campaign. I never met you that I know of. And I'm like, who, George? Who? You know, you were in one meeting with the president or then the candidate. Did you ever meet a Russian?
Never met a Russian official in my life, knowingly, no. No.
Tell the American people what you want to tell them about your story and your experience.
Yeah, so, you know, initially when candidate Trump was very vocal about wanting to work with Russia at some level, I basically thought it'd be a good idea for him to meet Putin just for a photo op. That was the basic understanding. I meet this professor randomly in Italy who he presents himself as some sort of high-level connected figure to both European governments and to the Russian government. All of a sudden, he introduces me to a girl who he calls Putin's niece. She's not Putin's niece. I don't know who this person was. He then can't introduce me to even the Russian ambassador, which I wanted to meet at the time in London. He then introduces...
You thought you were doing what the campaign said they want, which is better relations with Russia.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So then, yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden, one day, out of the blue, he drops his bomb on me about emails. I have no idea what he was, you know, where he got this information from. He said he was coming back from Russia. I never saw emails. He never told me where the emails were. He just dropped his bomb on me, and then he just went his own way. So I don't know what his purpose was. It was incredibly shady. And to this day...
The professor, though, before your sentencing came out and said, no, you had never talked about these things.
And you know what? His lawyer just a couple days ago went on CNN and said he might have been working on behalf of somebody else. I don't know.
Why did you apologize for lying? Did you consciously lie?
You know, during that meeting, that January 27th, 2017 interview, I did consciously lie. You know, it was a very...
Why would you lie? Because it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong in what you knew. Did you know anything that was illegal?
I mean, all I could say about this, I didn't plead guilty to collusion. I pled guilty to lying. And, you know, everybody makes mistakes, but certainly I wasn't pleading guilty to any sort of collusion.
But when you lie, people think you're lying to protect somebody. Were you lying to protect anybody? The campaign? Why did you feel a need or a desire to lie?
You know, looking back, it was a chaotic moment, you know, and sometimes you make mistakes. That's all I could say about it.
All right. Now, you have an interesting story, Simona, in terms of this professor. How did you meet him, and what you found out things that I didn't know about him?
Well, actually, I shared those information with the FBI and the Congress, but none of them quoted me, apart from my interviews on TV. I met Professor Mifsud at least 5 years ago through the head of the socialist group at the European Parliament. He's a professor at the Link campus in Rome, which is a partner of the company's director of in London. And this company, this university trains secret services agent of tied to Western intelligence. He's also member of the Clinton Foundation. He claims to be a member of the Clinton Foundation. He has...
The Clinton Foundation?
Yes.
Donated to the Clinton Foundation?
Yes, twice. It has been proved that he donated... Yes, exactly. So my point has always been how the profile of this professor and his background fits with the narrative of the Russian agent. There is nothing that leads to believe that he's a Russian agent, as nothing leads to believe that I'm a Russian spy. You know, everything seems to me so fabricated, so fictitious, and it's just insane. And as I said, I was a witness in the case, and I shared this information as you know, direct witness of this person with both the FBI and the Congress.
You faced 5 years in jail over this. Do you think you were set up? How did this professor get into your life? How did this guy from Australia all of a sudden... Did you know anything about the Clinton emails that were going to be released other than what was in the public domain?
Of course not. I mean, the only thing I knew was probably what everybody else was speculating at that time, was that Clinton's, you know, Secretary of State server might have been compromised. That's you know, what was going through my head. And you know, I met all these random people in London. You know, London was a very strange city for me during those months. That's where I met the professor. I met Downer there. I met Halper there. You know,
and we all learned you like gin and tonics, and you were a little drunk when you were talking to Downer.
You know what's interesting about that, Sean? I've never, you know, admitted to remembering anything about that. I remember a lot about that meeting. I remember the context about that meeting, and you know, it was done under extremely suspicious circumstances.
You were suspicious. You thought you were being recorded.
I was so suspicious that I actually notified the FBI when I was talking to them that I thought that Downer was recording me with his phone illegally. As we all know, if a Five Eyes country member, meaning Australia or the UK, is spying on an American citizen, it's illegal.
This is something that a lot of people don't know. And that information gets shared, doesn't it? And that's a way to spy on people, keeping your hands clean, isn't it?
I don't know. All I know is, you know, if one of our five-eyed allies are spying on Americans, it's illegal. So whatever he was doing, I felt the need to notify the FBI about it, and I did.
How was Mueller and his team to you, both of you?
To me, were intimidating, mostly when this is something I never said. After my interview, they came to see me at the airport while I was boarding to my flight to Rome. And for an Italian tourist visiting the United States is extremely intimidating.
I've got to run. You could have spent 5 years in jail, 14 days. Can you handle that?
I can handle it. I have a very strong wife here, and we're looking forward to moving on with our lives. And
well, you may be, you know, who knows? You may just say 14 days. That's way too long. No, I'm actually happy that it's not longer for you. I think you got caught up in something way beyond you. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you.